Hello and thank you for joining me in this single player demo of Orb and Crown. OC15, it's episode 6 and we'll go straight to the game. At the end of last turn we saw that Angnord had joined the adversaries. They are probably the second most powerful of the adversary countries after Potentia. Alright, we'll go across to Angnord, and as I said, they're just about ready to either defend themselves against an assault or to make one themselves. And this will be probably the last turn where I'll just be upgrading them to the extent that I possibly can. Looks like pretty much right. 18 gold pieces left. I'm going to position this undersea unit right here, so that the approaches that the Vikings will make, because they're now mobilized or just about to mobilize, often goes through here. So I'll be prepared for that and put this unit, Sarasa, just in behind them there to mop up, or at least detect any that get through that cordon, so that the fleet over here can see what they're going to attack in response. Down to Angnord. Angnord's on 79%. They're not too far away from mobilizing and being able to do something useful. And they'll continue to build up as well. Ancients, 333 gold pieces now, so I'm going to continue the research build. And I was thinking about this after I said that I would go for magic. I'm going to go for industry, because industry increases production by 25% for all mages except Malkan, which gets 15%, Tribal League, which gets 20%, and Darnia gets 20%, and Potentia gets 10%. So for for the Ancients, industry could be quite useful. So I'm going to put the 200 gold pieces into that, and that will of course influence every other thing that happens in the game, which is why industry is so important. It increases the gold piece output, which affects everything. Okay, so 200 gold pieces into that leaves me with 136. And I will just move this ship out so that this one can move in and get fully refitted. I've got this this Fanatic unit over here. I think I've said before, Fanatics are based on the kamikaze units that attack units within range. They do the damage that is appropriate. They get intercepted because they're still an air unit, even though in Orb and Crown they're actually more like a ground unit, but it doesn't really matter too much. They do their damage and that's it. That particular unit is wiped out. They cost 75 gold pieces to build, and they're quite useful in a pinch. And looking, other things continue to move this leader up into position. Karamana, and we'll move with 136 gold pieces. I think I was going to just refit the air units there, but they're not really useful just now. But technology and research is, so I'll save the coins for that. Across to Malkan, who can now afford another elite unit. Not with armor though. No, it doesn't matter. I'll build them and put the armor on them when they when they get their horses. Malkan is an equestrian sort of country as well. They have quite a strong cavalry. When the cavalry is built up, they've got 17 gold pieces left. I'll just leave it at that for now. And across to the Tribal League. Alright, and that is enough for the turn, I think. Bit of a look at the strategic map as usual. Looks fine. As it says in the manual, the Orb and Crown is very much a slow burn, so very little happens in these early turns. It is really a time when the player is making choices about how they're going to approach the game and putting those choices into action before the warfare activity starts. Alright, now that Mittelheim has mobilized, the gelling mines here have begun resume production. In other words, they've sent a garrison down there to keep the place, very unlawful place, on track. The Angford has moved towards the Allies 13% good, because that now means that Angford will mobilise soon. Cardia has also gone towards the Allies 24%. That's the northern neighbour of Tribal League. 197 gold pieces. You'll see that the 50 gold pieces from the raised taxes is no longer there, so our gold piece production has dropped, and the rest of it is pretty standard. So the Vikings take Courland back. There's great celebrations in the cities of the Vikings. Cousins have been liberated from the evil influence of Guildford. Well, from their point of view, it's an evil influence anyway. Now it looks like Draca is being true to his word. He has just stayed in Watersbend, hasn't attacked. Quite a lot happened there where Courland was taken. Mulcairn has moved because of Mittelheim's mobilisation. The Ancients, that says the Ancients, but this is a problem with this particular version. It's actually Mulcairn that has become the ally. Tribal League is concerned by Andania's mobilisation. Angnord, which is the Dwarven kingdom to the north of Mittelheim. Angford has become an ally. Excellent. Alright, so we have a trade route decision here. So we can go from Kadamazar in Mulcairn to Tammuz in the ancient lands. Do you want to open a trade route between Kadamazar and Tammuz? This route will provide around 10% of Mulcairn's production to the ancients, not accounting for the seasons and raiders. Of course, they're the unknown factors. Looking at the map here, we can see that there is Tammuz, and of course, because it's too far away, the actual point of taking off was from, I can't even remember. Let's have a look. Kadamazar, of course. Oh, goodness me. Anyway, from Mulcairn, Kadamazar is... I've lost Kadamazar. Oh, down here in the south, of course, underneath Mulcairnabad. So it goes from there, across the ocean, down to Tammuz. Now, of course, it's good for getting gold pieces and all that sort of stuff, but it's also open here through the Sea of Islands and also the Pirate Sea over here to interception by the adversaries. So it's no certainty that that gold piece production will actually arrive when it should. So consulting the random number response, we get a no. Angnord could be joined by this the giants of Deadstone Cleft. Where are they? Well, let's have a look on the map. Deadstone Cleft is here, Guildford is here, so they're quite useful. Do you agree to this arrangement where they will join for, looking at the notes, they will join for 200 gold pieces over 10 turns, so 10 times 20 gold pieces, and they will join the Guildford side. Now normally, 100% of the time, I would say yes to that. In fact, I would normally say yes to all of the giant events, but that's not what we're doing. I'll be back in a tick. Alright, thankfully, the RNG, so they will join us. And there's the unit there. Alright, the elites from Mulcairn are now available, which is very nice. Put those guys up here. That's the first of the two. I have to wait for the other ones. And we'll go to Angnord. Alright, they are not building the tunnel. So this gives me quite a bit of leeway in terms of what I'm going to do. So I'm going to prepare to attack towards Watersbend and defend down here in Guildford. I'm going to use my best units in the attack and use my strong but not as powerful units in defense along this river. So I'll leave them there, leave that there. The dwarves, I'll put down here the shield crash dwarves. I've got backup here. I'm going to have Crystallis in charge of the defense and Angnord in charge of the attack. I'll put her a little bit closer to the front, and she's going to send the Crystallites elite unit to assist her brother against the Dreadworm. These giants here will eventually come down, and I'll decide what I'm going to do with them when they get here. If the Vikings look like they're going to be a real threat, I'll leave them here. If not, I'll send them up to attack Angnord as well. Now, putting these guys into position is the tricky part, because, as I've said before, Draca has a long range. So I'm just going to make a bit of room for myself here. Move these up a bit closer, because when it comes to attacking Watersbend Castle here, there's a lot of zone of control problems, in the sense that it restricts the movement quite a bit. So the order of attack and so forth needs to be right. I'll put Angnord back into Donsborough, where he can lead the attack better. These guys will back up as well. Alright, leaves 155 gold pieces, so that's something that I can now start to put into other things. Now, I don't know if I will or not. What do you think? Diplomacy is a good one. What's the Beegwolf Elves on? They're on 70%. Let's put a chit into them. If I can get them to come on side quicker, I could put 2 in, but no, I don't think I'll do that. I'll try and get Thrangren on side as well. I can do more, but I'm going to keep that for research. Already got ranged weapons, so that's very handy. I've got things happening in leadership, in invasion and logistics. Weapons, I've already got level 1. Armour, I've got level 1. Marching formation, don't have anything there for that yet. I've got 100 gold pieces left over. No, I'm going to save those. Fleets in the same position, right. Now, they have mobilised. This is a good thing. You can see that the trade routes have opened up to Port Urgan and Terzar, and you'll see at the end of the turn that actually makes quite a big difference. Let's, but at the moment they don't have a lot of extra points. I'm going to start getting Amherst back into the fray. Down to the Ancients, 300 points. Going to continue with research, and I'm going to put it into espionage. That's spying and intelligence in the World War II strategic commands. It has the same effect. It increases the rate of research by 1% and against the rate of research of the opponents, so it can come in very useful. I'll just put 1 chit there. Still not going to upgrade any of these units yet, or re-strengthen, refit, reform, whatever that happens to be, but I will upgrade that ship there. Okay, over to Malkan. I did buy that second one, didn't I? Yes, okay, so now I will really? Supply of 5? Why can't they? Oh well, put that back in there. Put it up there. I can do it next turn. And Tribal League. That's it. Okay, let's end the turn at this point. Actually, no, I won't. That's 15 minutes. I'm going to end the video at this point, and we'll start the next one with a replay.